The only pre-existing recording that are transferred onto compact disc are those that record companies believe will sell well enough on compact disc to be profitable. So most classic jazz recordings will not be transferred onto compact disc because few classic jazz recordings are played on the radio. This has flaw written all over it. So our conclusion is most, so more than 50% of classic jazz recordings will not be transferred onto compact disc because few classic jazz recordings are played on the radio. But what makes it so that something will not be transferred onto a compact disc, so not transferred?
That record companies don't think it'll sell well. So if they think it'll sell well, then it'll be put on a compact disc. If they think
So
it'll
if
make
it's on a compact disc, that means that record companies thought it would sell well. If record companies did not think that it would sell well, it's not on a compact disc. And we're trying to say that the classic jazz will not be on a compact disc because it won't be on the radio. Or because it's not on the radio very much. So we need to get to here. Actually, I did that backwards. We're saying that if it's not on the radio, then it will not be on a compact disc. We need to connect this somehow to get us to here. So what can we say about the radio that would make it true?
If it's played on the radio, then record. I said that if it's played on the radio, then record companies think it will sell well.
Okay, so you're the opposite of what we need.
Right.
Because if it does play on the radio, okay, cool, it sells well, but we don't know about what happens if it's not on the radio.
Right.
You need something that says if it doesn't play on the radio, then record companies will not think that it'll sell well.
Okay.
All right, what did you say for this one?
So I knocked it down to C and E, and I ended up choosing C.
Okay. The only recordings that are played on the radio are the ones that record companies believe can be profitably sold as compact disc. Okay, but couldn't there be things that don't play on the radio that also could sell well as a compact disc?
Maybe.
This is just saying if it plays on the radio, that means it will sell well. But once again, like there could be other things, like maybe it's like if you are in a movie, you sell well, or if you are on a commercial, you sell well.
Right. Okay.
You don't know about like what happens if it's not on the radio. And then E, no recording that is not played on the radio is one that record companies believe would be profitable if transferred to. Okay. So there's no recording that is not. So if you're not played on the radio, the record company would not believe that you're. Which I switched mine because that's really confusingly worded.
Yeah, I just felt like I ended up with the same problem with C and E, in which I was like, there's other, if it's not played on the radio, could it still go to CD?
No recording that, but this is saying if it's not played on the radio, there's
Okay.
no recording that is not played on the radio that they believe will sell well.
Okay, so E's making a more airtight argument.
Yes, they're saying there's no recording that's not played. So they're saying playing on the radio is wait. They're saying that if you are not played on the radio, you cannot sell well. because there is no recording that is not played on the radio that does sell well.
Okay.
Do you see that? No recording.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't a single song out there that is not played on the radio that a company thinks will sell well. So it has to play on the radio in order for a company to think it will play well or sell well.
Okay. And C could be, so I think, and then C is wrong because just because it is played on the radio, that doesn't mean that they have to believe it will be sold.
Correct. There could be other things that allow it to be sold.
Okay, cool. That makes sense.